Recording in progress.
Welcome to Shays Spiritual Insights. So glad everyone is here. Wow. So, just so you know, this is I have an announcement tonight. It's been happening for a while, and I've been talking with Pat and others. My higher guidance, our higher guidance, Deborah and I, has been saying it's time to evolve upwards. We've talked about this with the meditations and other things, and we don't know exactly what that looks like. But I feel like I'm being guided to have kind of sunset spiritual insights. Not that I won't be available, but I think it's been going for almost 5 years. It's been wonderful, but I feel like we're being guided to finish this up, to make space for something else and have things evolve. So I wanted to talk about that. I've been thinking about it for quite some time. It's been coming in, but I didn't want to make a rash decision. So I know that may become kind of a surprise to everyone, but I wanted to let you know. And again, I'm not going to be fading off the face of the planet by any means. We all can contact me via email or telephone or that sort of thing. We need to talk, that sort of thing. So anyway, I wanted to get that out. We can make this the last one if people want. I was thinking about, since I'm announcing it now, is make January's the last one. And if everyone wants that, we will do another one. So we have if I can get kind of an online consensus, would you all like to have one more?
Yes.
Okay, we'll do that. We'll have January be the next one. And it's not to say that if everyone suddenly decides, hey, we want to have an impromptu one, we'll set it up for sometime, I don't know, sometime like in May or June or July or something, where we suddenly say we want to have one. We can do that. But anyway, it was really with a lot of thought and meditation and prayer that it's like, well, what am I being guided to do? And they said, yep, this is the time. It's time for things to again make space for things to evolve. And when we hold on to things, it keeps us, although they can be really good things, it also precludes us moving on to the things that are forthcoming. So with that, any questions, any thoughts on that before I move on? Oh, yeah, Paula, go ahead.
Well, as sad as it makes me, it does make full sense.
Oh,
that
thank
it's
you. Go ahead. You're breaking up a little bit.
Yeah, I'm not sure why. I'll go put my earbuds on.
Okay. If anyone else has questions or thoughts on that, I'm going to get started here in just a minute. All right.
It just feels like it's good timing. It's good timing for everybody.
Yeah, and I don't know why. I mean, it was a few months ago back that I got the message, this will be soon coming to an end. And I never know with my higher guidance, what does, when they say soon, what does soon mean? Soon on their schedule may not be the same thing as soon on ours. And then it came earlier, about a month ago, that it was time. And because of that, I said, okay, I need to announce it. And I don't know about you, whenever I have to make any kind of a significant decision, I want to make absolutely sure I kind of hem and haw before I want to do it. But then finally, it's like, okay, need to say it. So I've said enough here. I do want to move on to a topic we've talked about before, and higher guidance wants to talk about it again. So I'm going to continue it. We've talked about how the energies, last month we talked about it, and I've alluded to it before. I got the message that this incredible spiraling up of energies is going to continue, and it's going to actually begin to start plateauing, slowing down a little bit, but somewhere between, and it's hard to tell time on the inner planes, as I mentioned before, 2035 to 2042, somewhere in there, but I think closer to 2035, it's going to come to it's going to still be raising like it did before, but it's not going to be this tumultuous change and influx of energies like it has been. What's been happening, and Edgar Casey talked about it, and others, Dr. McKimmey talked about it, was the old falling away. June, for those who knew June Distel, talked about the same thing, that the old patterns are falling away and the new energies are coming in, and they're getting grounded by all of us, all the light workers in the world, grounding the new energies and the new patterns and the new, you could say, social energies, the new, some people call it the new reality, but we're shifting to another higher frequency, moving up and start operating there. And really the whole soul group is going to do that. So what you're seeing now is that in both in government, if there's things not working right, which has kind of always been the case, but we see it much more clearly. And June talked about this way back in, my goodness, back in the 80s. And you're seeing different groups out there in the world that are trying to, they can sense it, they can feel like whatever it is, the patterns that they're used to or they advocate or that they're for, and there's all kinds of different viewpoints. They're going to start seeing them becoming more and more, for those who are not spiritually grounded and just flowing with things, they're going to become, you can use the word unhinged, they can become very animated out there. And it's for us as light workers, and this is from the higher guidance, it's just for us to stay centered and divine, follow our guidance, and not get caught up in that other stuff. Because what that is each of these groups and those who are part of just trying to hold on, even in our personal lives, it's the last vestiges of trying to hold on to something that's falling away. It's dissolving, and the new is coming in and getting grounded in. And at some point it starts smoothing out, and then the whole soul group, as I mentioned last month, will start working and engaging in the new energies and new social awarenesses. I can't even imagine the kind of things that are going to be coming in. Some of what we're seeing, all the wonderful things happening, but I think there's going to be a lot more. And that's what as all of us are in our spiritual path. We focus on the light, and we don't hold on to the heavier, darker patterns. And they wanted that mentioned because you're going to see more of it, and it may even accelerate as time goes on. At some point, it'll start to dissolve and plateau as those who are trying to hold on to it start realizing individually and then collectively as a group that, okay, that's going away, and they can, once they start being able to see what's coming in, then they can start connecting with that. But all of this coming in has been a part of the energies from the divine coming in from the universe, but also from all the countless light workers on earth. And this group is, we never know, that my guides always say, you don't know how much you're doing. You may think it's a little thing, but it's huge. But all this anchoring these energies in is helping move. We're kind of the people cutting the path so that the others can follow in and at a later point start joining in and engaging in the new energies and the new patterns that are waiting in the, some call it the new age, but whatever you call it, that's what's already here, and most people just don't see it. I'll allude to that Gnostic text that Jesus had from Doubting Thomas, we always remember. And in Mark 13, it talks about, and if you read any of the synoptics in the Bible, in the New Testament, it talks about when will the end come, and it'll be rumors of wars and whatever else, and it's kind of the same thing. And and even the Son of Man doesn't know. But in the Gnostic text, and many of you probably already know this one, but it just came to me to mention it, that when they ask that same question, when will the end come, and it'll come, there'll be rumors of wars, and there'll be unknowns, but it has a little bit different flavor. And when Thomas asked that, it says, and when he wrote about it, he says, Jesus said, when will the kingdom come? He says, the kingdom of the Father is spread upon the earth, and men do not see it. And that is the same way this new age is coming in. It's already here. A lot of those who are light workers and spiritually on their committed spiritual path, it's clear to us. We see it every day, but most of the world doesn't. So, but soon, as we get closer to this point where it plateaus, they will, and they'll end up becoming part of it and being ready to. It'll bring the soul group, an earthly soul group, ready to engage in it. So, anyway, kind of a long-winded explanation there, but I thought I really got to share that, and so, anyway, without further ado, let us get started. And I'm going to do kind of my normal rotation on the screen because when you guys switch your screens modes, sometimes you move around on my screen. I don't know if it happens to all of you as well, but it certainly does here. So with that, again, welcome everyone. And Franny, who just jumped in here not too long ago. Let's start with Ivy. Ivy, do you have anything to share? Anything to ask? Anything at all? I'd love to know what's happening with you.
Well, last time I had to leave early so I could go rescue my granddaughter. So I came to understand that I wasn't supposed to be helping her, that I was to let go.
Yes.
And so she's sitting in jail waiting to go on her path. And I'm getting hard to take these out. Anyways, I think you had already seen this other thing that was transpiring. Spirit, kind of like you, was telling me to let go of some things. And I was ignoring it, right? With the same thing, right? During the time that I rescued her and had to interact with people of lower vibration and be of the love and the positivity and all that. It was beautiful. I'm really grateful that I was able to stay in that space of love. And after interacting with them, I decided that there was a path that I had to stop doing, and which was taking well-writing meetings into their facilities, into their treatment facilities. And so I just gave my notice right after that, I think the very following day. And it was like, the minute that happened, other doors started opening immediately. So I knew that that was the right thing. But, it just took getting kind of, I guess the best way to put it.
Can you say you broke up a little bit? I can't hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, now we can hear you.
Yeah. Okay, so it was just showing me in a different way. Basically, me staying in love base and then being in the lower vibration. That, hey, this isn't for you anymore. You can't teach these guys something they're not ready to learn. And so it's freed my schedule up it's like new things are coming into my life right now. And they're fulfilling my heart versus me spending so much energy. So,
wow. I was going to ask you why you thought, but you just shared that. And that was what they were showing when we talked some time ago, a month ago, or whatever it was. They showed that it was time for you to move on, and there's wonderful things waiting, and there's some other things that as we walk these paths for each of us that we have to connect with, and then some more stuff we have to let go of. But this is definitely the path of the heart for you. It definitely is, and there'll be some bumps in the road, but it's really the positive, uplifting path that you've been seeking for that you've been waiting for, and it's here, and you're doing it. So, yay. 2 thumbs up, 3 thumbs up if I had 3 thumbs, but there we go. So anything more, please? Anything else?
No, it's just, I've always felt that family was really important, and that's part of what's moving in too. So there you go.
Yeah, and one of the things your high self wants you to know, and I think you already do know this, is that as you walk this path, you go from telling other people what to do and showing people what to do. Not only is this path something you're advocating, it's something you're doing. And they will see that, and it adds a real level of validity and realness to things like, okay, she can do it at some level, others will see it, and when they're ready, they will walk that path sooner than they would have otherwise. So it's a blessing unto them, I guess is what they're saying for you to know. So,
Thank you.
oh, you're welcome, and thank you for sharing. Wow, boy, sometimes it's, I don't know about you, it's in my head everything is real easy, and then when we go to do it, it's quite another thing. Yeah. So, but once we do, boy, it frees us to walk our path, which is what we're here to do. So, again, thank you.
Thank you.
All right, I'm going to move on to Nicole because she's next on my screen here. Hello, Nicole. Welcome. Good to see you. What do you have to share? Ask anything at all.
Oh my word. So quite a bit's happened since I've been here last. I've finished my second novel and it's just about ready to be published.
Ooh.
I've moved and I now have my own place.
Wow.
That was one of my biggest stressors, is always having to be in somebody else's place, their space, and share their energy. And it was so confining.
Mm-hmm.
So now I have my own place.
Mm-hmm.
My work has changed. I'm no longer a partner in the company. I'm now a freelancer,
Mm-hmm.
which is good and bad.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't decided completely yet. Less hours, less money, but more flexibility.
Yes, it's a mix of things that has both pros and cons to it, obviously.
Definitely. But I am also getting involved with a sizable music festival that we're hoping to get started next fall.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, there's been a lot going on.
Yeah, and more than you're probably right now. You got the music festival. I can see there, and some other things are going to come in too. That the outward expression of your artistic and spiritual abilities. I'm going to call it that mix, because there's not one or the other. They're kind of intertwined how you do things.
Sure.
And part of what your guides are talking as a group right now is that this time now that you have being in your own place, your own space with your own energies in there, not others' energies coming into play, is for you to clear out, let go, and wrap up some stuff from not just before in this lifetime, but they tie to other lifetimes and such and so on and so forth. And I think you kind of intuitively know that if you don't know it consciously, and take it at its own pace. That's what they don't want you to try to speed it up, because it's kind of have to go the speed that it has to go. They're showing me, and I can just tell you by what they're showing me, it kind of needs to stay synchronized, and for that to happen, it has to happen at the speed and in the way it does. But that's going to happen concurrently with all the other things you're doing, and they're not going to be individual. I mean, one, as you do these things, it'll give you insights that help you in your work, and the things that you have your insights of as you're working through your spiritual stuff and releasing it and making new connections. That's going to help you out there in the world. So it's going to be kind of a wonderful circle of fruition that's going to be waiting for you. But it's going to go at a pace, at least initially, a little slower perhaps than any of us want, but it will speed up.
Why don't my guides know me?
They do. and they know you know this. And so they're comfortable telling you this. Sometimes when I share things from guides and they haven't heard it before, I got to be real careful how I present it, because I'm not sure how they're going to take it. But you already know you have a great relationship with your guides. So anyway, that's wonderful.
Yeah, they know that I can get a little bit overeager.
I'm going to repeat what the male guy said. He said, you can say that again. He used a vernacular that you would understand. He said, so... would
that happen to be the really tall one?
Yes. Okay, yep.
Yeah, he would.
Slender, somewhat slender. Slender for his tallness. Slender for his tallness. Yeah. Not a toothpick by any means, no. But
no, he just happens to be imposing in a good way.
Cool. Well, anyway, I'm going to think about that. I think you're right. It's a good thing. Wow. Yeah. So, anything else you have to share? That's what they wanted you to know about what's happening. And again, I think you kind of already knew it, but they wanted to confirm it for you.
No, I had kind of slipped and was not as spiritual as I had been. And I could tell it was starting to really wear on me and affect me. And I met with somebody, you know, you have those people in your life that can be there for a day, a month, a week, and then they transition out. And I had somebody that did that, and he got me back on my spiritual path.
Wow.
And got me back into my meditations and, you know, just being me again.
Yeah, and that someone was sent by higher guidance, just so you know. They had their definite. Yeah.
But he also had a few immaturities that he stepped back out of my life because he was the catalyst I needed and then moved on.
Yeah, I was going to say tool, but catalyst, absolutely. I agree. Absolutely.
Tool would probably fit pretty good.
Yeah, I agree. Well, wow. And boy, and just from their perspective, you're on the path, keep walking it, because it's going to, you know, as we talked about, there's more things coming, and the work you have to do, you're getting it done, so more things that are waiting, that are queued up, can happen.
Sure.
So, I would say it that way. Yeah. Wow. Well, thank you. Wow. I'm glad you have your own place, and just things are moving forward in just a positive way, and the light, and more light is waiting for you. So I want you to know that.
I have my days that it's hard to see the light, but I know I just have to keep going.
Yeah. And as you do, it'll get, you know, like, you know, as you approach a door that's cracked open with light behind it, it gets brighter and brighter, and then you open the door, and there it's all there. So that's all they want me to say. So I am now going to quit talking about things.
Okay.
All right. So I did it. I actually stopped when they wanted me to. So
Jeff, can you turn up your microphone a little louder or something? Because we're all loud, but you are not.
Okay, hang on. Let's see if I can get it closer. I've got it on maximum setting right now.
Huh.
There's echo too.
Yeah, and there's echo.
Let me see if, is that better?
That is better.
Okay, it was just too low. I was trying to keep it lower so it wasn't kind of right there, but
it
that's
still
okay.
is kind of low, but
yeah.
I noticed that as soon as you came on, because we'd been talking a little bit.
Hang on, let's see if I've got it. No, I have it at maximum setting.
Okay.
So
I think it would help if Marci was muted.
Oh, I can do that.
okay.
Let's see here.
Yeah, that could be. It's always a good idea to keep yourself muted when you're not, because it'll reverb through the system. Thank you for reminding us of that. Thank you.
Yeah, I think it's better now.
Okay.
A little bit, but
Wonderful.
Still getting echo.
Yeah. And they've done an update on Zoom, and I've noticed it's a little different since they've done that. I don't know what signal processing changes they've made. They don't always tell you what they've done. I may go out and read a little bit about it and see if there's some tweaking I can do. Because we have obviously at least one more, and we're going to have other things we do from time to time. I really do believe that. So thank you. Thank you, Nicole. All right. I know, Pat, you want to wait, so we're going to wait till to the tail end for you. Oh, Paula, I'd love to hear about what is going on with you, and your high self and guides have some things for you.
Well, happy to be here. Sad that we're coming to an end, but it also makes perfect sense. It feels like it's right.
Mm-hmm. Thank you.
So I do have a weird question.
Okay.
When I was getting back from the gathering, I stopped and bought myself some beautiful opal earrings. And one of them has already been lost. And I've left space for it to return home. And I'm just wondering if anyone here connects with crystals that can give me an idea where I might find it.
Well, that's not me. Deborah's more the crystal person, but anyone have any insights, anything that's coming, why that happened? Anybody, any thoughts? I guess if you do, please send, if it suddenly comes to you later, send an
absolutely.
email.
I don't have any insights, but it's happened to me several times in the past few months. One was a necklace that Lisa made me that I just love, and boy, it's disappeared. And then I've had a couple other crystal things disappear. So
Where's Heather when you need her?
yeah, where's Heather? And I too have tried to call them back, and it hasn't worked. So I don't know.
Well, I'll leave it at that.
I think it may be found. I don't know. I'm supposed to mention this, so I'm going to mention it.
Okay.
Well, I really see this for people that are really on the. It can happen to just anybody, but I see it very often with people who are on this. I call the committed spiritual path. This is your life, and this is what you do. Deborah had these copper bracelets, and they were on her desk, and they disappeared, and we looked everywhere, and we couldn't find them. And we've had. I'm going to use the bracelet as an example. There's been other things, and then a year later, and I don't know if it'll be a year, out of the blue, there it is sitting on her desk. Now, it didn't just she didn't put it there. I came back and said, "Is this the one you were looking for?" She said, "Yeah," and it was on her desk, and we know for a fact it wasn't there because the desk, we look at it every day. So anyway, I think it could be like that, and there's a reason for it, and I'm not entirely sure. But I'm going to wait and if you have anything more to share before I share what your guides have for you.
Well, I know a bit of it is my own not feeling worthy to have nice things or to feel the feminine energetics of myself. And so a little bit of it comes in with that.
Yeah, that's true.
But I feel like this opal is only missing. It's not gone forever. It feels, I can still feel an energetic connection.
That's true, and I don't know that it will show back up, but I have a sense that it will be found.
Okay.
It will, yes.
Well, and other than that, I'm getting a lot of reverb, so I sound weird in my own ears. I don't really have anything else. So if my guides have a little something, I'm happy to hear it.
Well, they have more than a little something. At least the information may seem more simple, but it's actually coming through. It's like this is a bigger thing than it appears to be. And all this work you've been doing has really expanded all these different facets of our being, and the outer things tied to inner things. As they say, so as above, so below. Well, so as out there, so inside. It's the same thing. It's the outside is an outer reflection of our inner essence that's manifesting. And all this work and your decision for the future lifetime that we talked about a few meditations ago. That's kind of it's like you've mainly committed to that, but it looks like there's part of you that's still a little bit unsure. There's the low self kind of a thing, but I think your heart is into that, and you are being. As you choose to walk that path, path is an expression of not only what you can be for your later service in that life, but it ties to you talked about the esteem issues and you being worthy, and that it's for you to know, for you to grow into be who you are. It's a gift not only in service to the divine in that lifetime, but it's an opening up of you and your heart and just your being to the pathway, and to be that who you are. And that is what you're on right now. You can choose to go off that path, but that is what your path you're on, and it can expand a lot more as you. And it basically choosing this path is an inner affirmation of your true divine self. You are a divine being of God. This is who you are, and this is what you're ready to be molded much more quickly into. And I say quickly relative to what it would have been. And that's the path, and it can have, and likely will have changes, implications for your path here while you're here. What's going to come up as you choose this? Opportunities and choices will be available to you in your outer life in various ways, both spiritual, and I just say inner and outer spiritual life, with outer choices. And I'm going to leave. They want me to leave it at that. That are available, and you, I think, know what that means, and that's why part of you is holding on, because we it's like we always inertia keeps us doing the same things we're doing. I say same things, keeps us on the path when we're ready to. That path has served us. Now we're ready for the higher one, and that is what you're on, and that is what waits to be even expanded. So that's the message from the divine and all of your guides. And it'll manifest in various ways in people you meet and things you do, but that's the path you're on, and it is all in preparation. It almost shifts to a singular, I would say singular. The singular purpose is so that prepare you for that life, but the real purpose is to, you're choosing to manifest to be in the greatest way possible as you're walking in this life and thereafter, that divine being of God who you are. That's what it's about.
Thank you, boy. I can feel that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you.
You're welcome. And thank you, and thank you for your feedback too. I've always appreciate that.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. And so now, without further ado, Franny, are you ready to talk, or do you want me to pass? And
love it if you would come back to me, if that's okay.
Sure. Come back to you? Oh, absolutely. All right. All righty. So, Ivy's moved on my screen. That's all right. That's fine. Jessica, are you ready to talk? I'd love to hear what's happening.
Sure. How's everybody doing?
Well, we're doing great here. So, what's new?
So it seems like a lot of things are really shifting now, finally. Like I've broken out of some barrier or something, but like I think I've set down a lot more boundaries with like my work and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And people, like they wanted me to work overtime without paying me.
Mm-hmm.
Things like that. I don't know. What do you see?
I agree that you have set boundaries, and and I think you've done them. And it's good just to continue to be as diplomatic and as understanding is that you can be seeing others' points of view, but setting a boundary is healthy for you, and it's something that is part of the growth that's been happening, and you're now expressing it in the real world with real world implications to it. You're there, you're committed, you're doing the job, but it's going to transfer not only in that environment, but it's also going to be affecting interactions in your regular friendships and other areas as well. It's going to expand into it more than it has. And it's a good thing for you.
Yes.
Yes, a healthy thing. That's how we rephrase that. Spiritually healthy, emotionally healthy, and life path healthy.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
And then,
go ahead.
I don't know, as far as the job, I don't know if it's, you said I needed to stay a little bit longer. I don't know if I've stayed my amount of time yet.
You're getting close to it. And have you been looking? I think you have.
A little bit,
Yeah.
not tons.
I'd say open yourself up to the possibility. Open yourself up to the opportunity. I understand what possibility. The opportunities are possibilities. Opportunities for something else, but seek it as divine path. Thy will be done, kind of a thing, where you're following the natural unfoldment of your path. You are, because you've one of the major things. Well, I'm going to say it's major. It's a significant thing. Was this new next outer expanded ring of setting boundaries, and there's more, and it's going to get a finer tuning to it, more finer tuned. I'm just going to say it that way. Finer granularities of it, where you differentiate even more with your boundaries on where this is acceptable, not that, and that sort of thing. That was necessary for you to move on.
Okay.
Okay, that was part of it. There's a couple of things that are coming up, and you'll feel it as it comes in. I think it'll be boundaries, and then it'll be other things kind of like that, but only different. That how it is the same thing, only different, which is really an oxymoron. But in real life, it's the same kind of thing, but a different situation and a different form. But it's the same kinds of energies that we have to use to tackle the next thing, to address it. And you're ready for it. And as you do that and seek for the new opportunity, it's hard to say on the inner level. I think it may appear, the opportunity or the area of opportunity is going to appear, probably be coming into your awareness in the next month and a half, 2 months. Hard to tell time on the inner plane, but that's what it kind of looks like.
Okay.
And it may not manifest right then, but you all of a sudden say, "Ooh, I know there it is. That sounds interesting." And then as you start exploring it, or more than one thing. It could be a group of things in the same area, or I don't know. They're not being specific, but it looks like you're continuing your growth and doing what you're doing is giving you, is completing the things that need to be completed for other opportunities to manifest. I guess that's the easiest way to say it.
Okay, so there's more things to complete at this job?
Well, for the boundaries, you said were one, and there's two more things. I'm going to say, and this is me and my interpretation of what I'm sensing, because they're not showing me a lot. I'm sensing with the energies that what's coming. It's kind of this same kind of pattern of things that you need to do, and I don't think it's going to be like an insurmountable thing. It will be things that you can do, and you'll be aware of, and you're ready to. And I believe you're at a point where you're ready to do it. Your guides believe that too. Just so you know.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome. All right. Well, thank you.
Well, you're welcome, and thank you for sharing. And I'm glad. Again, in our heads, it's real easy to set forth goals and boundaries and things we're going to do, and then when it comes time to do them, sometimes that's what is it? The saying, easier said than done, and you're doing
exactly.
And you're doing them. So good for you, and be positive about it when you set the boundaries. Say, hey, I love it. I love what I'm doing here. This is great, But I have other priorities, and if they want, I'm here for a job, and jobs, include payment. Now, however you want to say it, but just being real positive. You're a team player, but you also have boundaries, and they'll respect you more, and you won't get used.
Right.
Like some of the other employees are.
Right.
Yeah, they are. And they know it, but I think when we do that, we allow others to not have to make others being the bosses, the people who are supervisors, or whatever role they play in our lives, it allows them not to have to make the decisions that they're being guided to make. It's kind of a cheap way out of doing it. And they need to make those decisions, because if they don't, it will affect the business. So.
Right.
Yeah.
Interesting.
All right. Is there anything else?
I wanted to say something to Paula about the crystal.
Yeah.
So I lost a necklace like 3 years ago or more even, and I was thinking about it like a week or so ago, and I connected it to my third chakra, and I found it in front of my closet. Now, how it got there, I know it was not there before for the last 3 years, and it just showed up. So,
And that happens. They appear and disappear. Yes.
yeah.
Yep. Yes. So, Paula, go ahead.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Because it feels like it's still here. It's just not wanting to be seen.
Yeah.
Thank
So, sometimes it's a lot longer than we think it'll be, though.
Well, hopefully it's sooner rather than later. But I agree with you. I feel like it's seeking to be found when it's ready. When you're ready to have it be found.
That's what I'm feeling too.
Yep.
Thank you.
There you go.
Good luck.
Yeah. Thank you both. Wow. So, Jessica, anything else before we move on?
I just want to say also, like, I have this light in my kitchen that it has like 3 light bulbs, and 2 of the light bulbs have not worked for like probably 10 years.
Yeah.
And I keep trying to change them out to see which ones will work. Finally, they started working.
Oh, that's a good sign.
I know, right?
I'm just going to leave it at that. That's a wonderful thing, and it's a manifestation, and I'm glad. That's good.
Yeah.
That's another kind of, you could say, a mini affirmation of all that your growth and what you're walking your path. So.
Cool. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you. Okay. Wow. Well, I'm going to move on to Eryn, who has a map of the world at night, I guess, because it's all lit up with the lights of the cities. So, Eryn, do you have anything to share? Love to hear from you. Anything at all?
Let's see. So I didn't go to India.
Ooh.
I had everything lined up, and my visa didn't get approved until a week after I was supposed to fly out.
Mm-hmm.
So that was too bad. And I was just really looking forward to some relief, but I had to work through some stuff at home.
Mm-hmm.
So I've been doing that, and yeah, I'm just feeling like a little discouraged. It's just been a really long, hard month. But I feel like things are changing and clearing out. And, generally getting better.
Mm-hmm.
Except my hours got cut at work.
Ooh.
Because we're slow.
Mm-hmm.
So that's not great. Yeah, so just kind of in a little bit of a low in general right now. And yeah, just having a hard time, like, being grateful and having energy.
Yeah. And I'll share now because they didn't want me to say it earlier, they being your guides, your high self. I didn't think you were going to be able to go to India. And they didn't want me to say anything. I didn't feel like it was going to happen when you said it was going to happen. I was excited for you when to do it. I do think the India thing should, let's say, you are seeking it. It's coming like a year from now, a little less, I think, if you want it. But what had to happen was all this stuff that you're calling, that you had to deal with and things that. It was for you from the universe's point of view, from the universe, and definitely capital U universe, wanted you to address and get past and clear out of your energy field before you go to India, because there's some things waiting for you, and in the expansion of your awareness and your being and growth and just in your path, that had to happen beforehand. It's going to start, although I can say it looks kind of like dim right now, after you, I think probably it's going to start getting brighter. I'd say probably January-ish, February, you'll start seeing it. You'll start seeing it sooner than that, but just getting through these energies, they're kind of slow. They're not molasses, but they're not moving fast. But they're clearing. You're doing what you need to do that. And I think your job will. It's hard to know, but as a snapshot in time, I think they'll probably start speeding back up again in January again.
Okay.
I think they're going to have a slight increase, and you'll start seeing that. And there's also, just for you, I just hit me just now. I think there's a possibility of another job coming available for you. I'm not sure if it's within the same company, in another company in a similar or related field, but the end of Jan, beginning of Feb, might make itself known. I don't know.
Okay.
That's kind of if it's kind of tacitly in your energy field, which means it's coming your way. You can choose to steer clear of it, or you can choose to move toward it. It just, as you're moving toward clearing, doing what you're doing, just keep it up. You're right, light is coming. And the India trip is there for you later. I'm going to say, should you choose it, right now, my sense is if you could say yes or no, you'd say, if it were possible for you to do it, you would say yes. But it's there for you. But it will be there for you with this other entanglements, and that's what they look there. That's how I'm saying it. And these entanglements within your energy field of things from this life and that are part of this life, but they're tied to previous patterns of other lives. You're going to break a lot of that away, and that clearing those out, dissolving them, is going to allow for the things that need to happen when you go to India to happen. So.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah, that makes sense. I was hoping to go to India so that those would dissolve easier, but instead I'm like having to walk through the day-to-day interactions to dissolve them. And yeah, it's really hard, but we're doing it. So.
Yeah, and it was really important, and your high self wants you to know this, and your inner self, which is kind of at your middle self level, which is our conscious level. There's an inner aspect of that it was important for you to dissolve it at the level of its creation. That you to do your part now. There's still probably going to be some stuff left that's going to have to be worked on, but you're doing a big chunk of it, and they're not being entirely clear, but for whatever reason, it was important for you to clear it at the level it was created before moving on. So I don't know why beyond that.
I do.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Wow, you do.
Yeah.
Okay, you do. I agree with you. You do know. Yes, never mind. They don't really want to talk about it here, but in this forum. But yes.
Yeah.
You do know. Yes.
Yep.
Wow. Well, wonderful. Just keep doing what you're doing. Light is coming, is waiting for you as you move past through some of the, the fog or the smoke, or however you want to say it, and into the light. And the one thing one of your guides says, and this is one of your angelic, I'm not sure an angel, but angelic-like, and I hope you know who that is that it just don't get diverted, just keep working, doing the work, dealing with things as you need to, and keep walking that path that you know that you're being guided to, that's before you, that path of light, and don't let your low self distract you with other stuff. You know what I mean? And so far, that's exactly what you've been doing. So you've been allowing yourself to walk the path that you need to, deal with the things you need to, and not let yourself get caught, with stuff that's not important right now. Might be important later, but it's not important right now.
Okay.
Yeah. Anything else?
Any way to, is this like pressure in my upper back part of what I'm letting go of? Because I'm trying to clear. It's just.
Yeah, it has to do with the past life stuff, just so you know, and we've talked about it before, connects energetically at the back. where the Kundalini does this. And where it crosses, it creates the vortexes that create the chakras in front. Anyway, because of the yin and the yang and all that. Anyway, without going into all that. And it ties to that. Usually the lower three, although it can be if we've had some heart, closing our heart in previous lives, which you have had because of the life, the individuals and the interactions that you had during these lives, and in this one as well. But you've opened up. It can tie to the heart too, where we have to get that. You can see that crust off the heart, open it up, and you've been doing a lot of that. I want you to know you have, but there's layers of it, kind of thing, and you're working through this. What you've been doing now is opening you up to let some of that fall away. It will fall away, and open you up more, and to be living more from that heart light, and being connecting in that, and continue growing on that path upward on that, which you've been doing, but I'm going to just share my perspective of what I'm being seen. I would say you're ready for it to be accelerated as you let go of these and work through these things and release them and let go of them and let others do what they need to do, as hard as that might be.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you for sharing, and I just will send white light for you, but your guides are, although they know it's challenging for you, and I'll use the word hard. It's emotionally dreary at times. You're getting through it and doing the things what they call in the Masters of the Far East. You're doing the work, and doing the spiritual work isn't always easy, but it has enormous dividends. And that's what you're doing. So.
Okay.
Yeah,
thank you.
You're welcome. All righty. And now, let's talk to Marci. Hello, Marci. How are you? What's happening?
Oh, hi. Yeah, good. Doing good. Really echoey here.
We'll have to figure out what's going on with that.
Yeah, that's kind of weird. Well, most of the call, everyone's done echoing. But anyway, I'm here at my daughter's. My sister passed away on Saturday.
Oh, my goodness.
I went to Alaska and had a really good time and saw the Northern Lights.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see, what else? Looking at the real estate, nothing's really jumping out at me. I don't know if I'm dragging my feet or if the right thing is getting ready to come.
You're not dragging your feet. It just hasn't shown up yet. No, the right piece. Yep. The right opportunity.
What was it? It just hasn't shown up yet.
Yep. What is important is what you're doing, which is that shift you talked about in the path you're walking. But that seems to be a theme tonight. Just keep doing that. And as you do that, the opportunity, I'm going to call it whatever it is, whether it's property or it probably is housing or home or domicile related, but it will show itself, and it may be more than one thing. But it just hasn't shown up yet. That's the short answer.
Okay.
Yep.
All right, because when things go on for so long, you think, well, maybe I'm not getting it right, or dragging my feet, or something like that. But okay, I just keep going.
Yeah,
keep going.
And there's this ties in one of my guides. This was a lesson for me earlier in this life, and I'm going to share with it because it ties. It's one of those same thing, only different, and I'll make it short. Sometimes when we were in a group of people, a spiritual group, and we were doing our meditations, and someone would come through, and someone would ask me, or just ask a question. But one time they asked me a question. They said, "What was it?" And I had the answer, but before I could answer, someone else jumped in, and they said it, and I said that, and what they said was absolutely right, and they said it a little differently than I would have said it, and kind of my low self was bothered by that, and then. And I didn't say anything at the time, and after some reflection, I've come to realize timing and all kinds of, these intersections of circumstances and events are so important. And the lesson that I learned, it's not only the message that needs to be answered, it's the messenger. The message needs to be, not just anyone can bring forth a message. I mean, we can all know the message, but sometimes that a person or a society or a group needs to hear that message from a certain person at a certain time in a certain way. Similarly, in the unfoldment of your path and the growth that you're going through and the things that you're doing, and is sometimes frustrating and as daunting as it seems, and it's like, will this ever show up? That path and the things that you do as you grow and the many facets of what you've done over the years gets you to the point to where you're at the place where you're ready for the thing that is to be shown, and it can be then shown to you by the person or situation that is ready, that needs to show it to you. So it's kind of a intersection of people, places, and things in the intersection of our path, that with those things that make it possible. And why I say this, and it ties to all of us and anyone on the spiritual path. That's why it's so important that we follow the path that's good for us. Because if we try to follow somebody else's path or do what somebody else says, that unless it rings true for us, it takes us off our path, and then that intersection that's waiting for us doesn't happen, or doesn't happen as soon. And that just came from your guides. That's what they wanted you to know. And you're doing it. You're walking the very thing that needs to happen for things to be shown to you.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I'm not missing it then. It's just not right here in front of me. So.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it feels like you're energetically getting close to the energies of what it's like, of what it is, but not quite there. And there might be some things that you're ready to, and it looks like I think you are, you're working through processes of stuff. You know how it is in life. Things that we had that served us before, all of a sudden, it takes us a while to realize, hold on, I'm holding on to this thing, and this is kind of holding me back, it's encumbering me. And you're doing that, and you already know you're doing it. And you got some more of that to go away, for those energies to go away, so you get closer to what it is that's waiting.
Okay.
Yeah, and it's like a whole bunch of it's been gone, but there's some more, and threads of it, how I see it. But just keep doing what you're doing. And spring, March time frame, and again, time is hard to tell on the inner plane. I feel like something's coming up for you in that time, and I'm not sure what that's just an awareness, some family event, some news, some opportunity. I don't know what it is, but something's coming up for you in your path that's good news, and a positive that's going to give you perspective on the spectrum of things that are available to you and what you want to do.
Okay.
That's as clear as I can be with what they're showing me, because they know I'm a blabbermouth. They will only let me see what they want you to know, because it will probably slip if I don't. So, yeah.
Okay, good. I'm here at my daughter's, Alana's, and I wondered if you had anything to share for her. She's right here next to me. Hi, John.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello. I do actually from. Oh, I want to cry out here. Keep your heart open, and to your spiritual, your spiritual connection, and keep your heart open and just let it get wider and wider to your spiritual self, and be that self, and that will illuminate your path. And although challenges happen for all of us, that is what you are. That is what you are. That is what you are to do, and that is what you are doing, and you're doing it more than you know, by the way.
That's good to hear.
It is more than you. Yeah, it doesn't necessarily look that way, but it is. And this, and the challenges that we'll leave it at this. Just where things are, and this open path allows you to let go of the sorrows and let go of the things that do not serve you, so that you can be this person who you are. And no matter what path you follow, whatever you choose to do, will be more the path of. I'm trying to remember where I saw that. It's a biblical path, agent. It's not in Jeremiah. It's one of them, where the light, God's light lights my. God's light is a light upon my path, and some biblical translations say the flashlight upon my path, but the light, the beams on my path. Being and living from this connection of yourself lets this old other stuff, heavier stuff, undesirable stuff fall away. For the most part, because challenges will still happen, but it lights your path, and then it will show you the opportunities that are available to you, and you just have to keep your heart open and follow them. Step into them.
That makes sense.
Yeah, step into them. That's from your high self. Your part of your being that's tied to the divine, God. However you relate to God, that is what the communication is, and you're there. More than you know.
Okay, thank you, Jeff, and say good night to everyone. Thank you.
All right, will do. They've heard you, so good night, and have a wonderful time. And again, we'll have this again next month, and then thereafter, we may have these kind of events if we all agree. Hey, let's do it on a certain date. We can do that and all get together, either in person or on Zoom, whichever way. So, all right. Let me switch over. Thank you very much, and I'm so glad your daughter was there. So thank you. I'm so glad to had a chance to speak with her. By the way, just a golden light. I just see her connection light with to her high self and her connection, her spiritual self. Just wow. You've really got it. So let me leave it at that.
Thank you, Jeff.
All right, let's move on. Franny, are you ready now?
Yeah, if I can turn on my video. Hi, everybody. Gosh, I always need a little bit of time to kind of drop into what we're doing, and really be present here. So I need that time. The last week or so, I feel like I've been really absorbed with the physical world. I've not been sleeping well. I've got a cold. There's the snow, which needs to be shoveled, cars that have to be brushed off. For a while, that seemed never ending. Now I'm kind of caught up, which is like, wow, that's amazing. When a day without shoveling snow, it's like, oh, is that really possible? Mm-hmm. And, then the power outage last night, like just some of the winter stuff is, it's a challenge, mm-hmm. It's a real challenge. So, my experience now is that it's really nice to be here and shift out of the physical, those concerns of the physical world into the concerns of the spiritual world. Mm-hmm. So I'm just delighted to do that.
Before you go,
yes,
just so you know, and this happens more and more the higher our frequency goes, that spiritual energies, things that enter our field or they're being released through our field, manifest in various ways. You have an energetic hold, just so you know.
What does that mean, an energetic hold?
Energetic hold. It's energies being released, and they manifest, and they'll manifest at the physical level. You'll get a stuffed up nose, and you'll get those things that show up as certain energies are being released, and you are certainly releasing those energies, and I think it probably ties to some of the things you might be talking about, and it's being released. You're processing through it in your dealing in your interactions and things is how allowing you to untangle them and let them go and let the light in, and part of that should manifest for whatever reason, and I call them energetic colds.
Well, thank you for that.
Yeah.
Thank you for that. It puts a positive spin on it. Like there's meaning behind the sniffles, I guess.
Yes. There kind of is, although I don't know that we could always put words to it, but there we are.
Yeah. Yeah. I have a cousin, a second cousin who's getting married in January. And so I'm pretty sure I'm gonna go to the wedding.
Mm-hmm.
It's like January 10th, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's a crazy time to have a wedding, but there you have it.
Mm-hmm.
Um, on the one hand, I don't want to travel during the winter months, but on the other hand, I adore this young woman and I'm really happy for her. And there'll be a chance to see a lot of family members all in one place that I haven't seen in at least 3 years, maybe 4 years, 3.5, 4 years. So anyway, my question is like when I went to look for tickets, I was just plugging in, fly there on Thursday, have Friday to shake off the trip, Saturday's the wedding, and then I would return home on Sunday. And then another part of me began to think if I'm traveling that far, maybe I should take advantage of being there and visit others while I'm there. Like I have a bazillion friends and family members within a, I don't know, 4 hour drive maybe of there, like Virginia, Tennessee, North Carolina, North Georgia.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of people there. I had thought I might go back east sometime next spring, like either May or early June, and make a big trip of it and travel around and see people. But since this has come up, I'm wondering, and my internal pull right now is to just go and do this one thing, like just keep it simple and and call it good and just be grateful for that opportunity. So if there's anything that you have on that, I would love to hear your comments.
Well, as you were talking about it, I got that it was really serve you well to be there another 2 or 3 days.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
Yeah, that was part of it, and your high self thinks so. And for you to take advantage of it, and it's not that it would preclude your taking another trip later. It seems to be, and I don't know what they are, but being there at that time, with the energy, just things being what they are, people being where they are, and that'll be an opportunity for you to connect at a time that wouldn't happen the same way later. Okay, things will happen, even if they seem innocent and nuanced, and I'm going to leave it that way. They're going to be, those connections that you're going to make are going to plant energetic connection seeds, let's call it that are going to help those people. Those seeds will be planted now for things that are going to unfold in their life. And it may not even be anything you can put your finger on later, but it's going to be good for both you and them. Let me just say it that way. So if it's,
Okay.
whether it's 1 or 2 extra or 3 extra days, whatever, I got that it would, that, I don't even know how to, I can't quite put the words in. It would be, serve the higher good for you to do that, and it would be, I'm going to use the word, my words would be, it would be good for you. Even if, having, meeting with these people, even if it meant that, you talk with them and it wasn't quite what you thought it was going to be or whatever, it's good that you connect with them then at this point, because the energies that come through you, the divine will use you as an instrument for energies that they are ready for, that they otherwise would not get. That's one of the
Okay.
reasons. Plus
Okay.
your own satisfaction in seeing them.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I have some really, really dear friends
Yes.
there.
Yes.
Friends that are like family members as well as actual family members. So,
Yes.
okay. All right. So I'll need to go back to the drawing board. And one of my hesitations is I'm always a little bit reluctant to ask for time off from work, but so I'll have to just decide what I want to do and then ask for it and see what they say, you know.
Yeah, and that could possibly change it too, but I think if you really want to do this, if you're just like suddenly, and I think you're gonna, well, it's part of this energetic hold because it kind of fuzzies things, but I think you're gonna make a connection of some insights. I'd say maybe at the intuitive level, of why to spend more time there. And then just you let it unfold, because in the universe, well, if it's to be, then it'll happen. If it won't be, it won't. But it would be well for you to go to be. That's the only way I can say it. Because I saw you staying longer. That showed me that if it were possible, that would be beneficial to stay longer.
Okay. Okay. All right. Thank you for that. Then I have another question, which is a little bit in a completely different category.
Okay.
My feral cat, like I have two cats now, one's a domestic, one's a feral. And the feral is just acting kind of crazy. And she's always been kind of a lot like a high maintenance cat anyway, but she started waking me up at like 3 or 4 in the morning and wanting to go outside. So she'll come in about, I don't know, 10 or 11 at night, sleep in the bed with me. And then she'll wake up and be ready to go outside. And like, it was down to like 5 degrees the other night. And I'm like, I don't want to let you out when it's 5 degrees. But ultimately I do, because she's just wailing. Like, it's crazy how she's so forceful in wanting to go out. So anyway, I just wondered if you or anybody else here could shed any light on that, like what might be going on with her. She also seems to be eating a lot more. And like she just eats like she's ravenous, but she's fat. She's getting fat. And I think that's because she's more like in middle age, but she's physically very active, but her appetite is just unbelievable.
Okay. I'll first, before I answer that, why do you suppose it is? I think, okay.
Well, I've wondered if she's having some gut problems again, and she gets irritated and gets agitated and feels like she's got to move. I also think maybe the house is too warm for her. I think she'd rather have it be cooler, So that's all I can offer on that.
Okay, there are some minor gut issues that they're not anything you worry about at this point, and the house there's a number of reasons, but one of them is the very reason that you have the energetic hold. You've got some new energies moving in, and it's a new, you can say a new whatever. It's like the unfoldment in your life. The old energies of a page fall away, and the next page comes in. I'm going to call it a page. It's not necessarily a chapter. I don't know how to differentiate it, but it's a new wave of energies that associated with just the natural unfoldment of your spiritual path, of your life path. And those energies are coming in. And cat, because the cat's connected to you, is coming into you, and she's getting it. The cat's getting it. And don't know what they don't know. Animals don't know what to do with it. Our cat, when we used to come back from a seminar, just all over the place. You could not keep that cat down. It was normally not that way at all. It took days for it. But it has to do with that connection of what's happening to you is manifesting in its own way in her nocturnal, cat biorhythms, whatever they are, cat rhythms. That's what's affecting it. And the appetite, because that's helping the energies that are coming in. Part of it's being middle-aged cat, but it also helps her. The extra weight helps her handle the energies. Sometimes people gain weight to handle energies. That's what part of that's happening with the kitty cat. Part of it's middle age, and you're right about that. So it's a combination of a number of things, but it has a lot to do with you and these energies coming in, stuff coming out, and that ties to this trip, and it ties to other things that are coming up that are just part of the natural path that you're choosing. And I forgot how long ago you talked about some choice, and I remember you were talking about some awareness. That thing was the beginnings of this, move up, slight change of path, and it really has been served you well, and is serving you well. And I'm going to leave it at that, because you're doing it right now. And so follow your guidance on the trip, follow your guidance, and in the spring, follow your guidance again. And I'm trying not to be a downer, but one of your guides wants to mention it. I think it's important for you to go now, and if you're called to do the extra days and that can manifest, that's wonderful. And if you're feeling the intention to set your another trip for spring, that's wonderful, or whenever. I don't know why your guides are telling me this, but go ahead and do that. But it may not happen for other reasons, other life path reasons. They're not bad. They're just choice. This choice precludes that choice. That kind of a thing.
Right.
It may move it out a little bit, that sort of thing. And they want you to know that for some reason, and they're tight-lipped as to why.
Okay. That's fine. I can generally only handle one big
I think you'll be able to get it.
like-
I think you'll be able to get it. That's what I think you will very soon.
Okay. Okay, that's fine. It sounds like I really need to open up to Spirit's timeline for me rather than my own timeline for myself. Like just be open, because there is part of me that wants to plant seeds for the future, like a few years down the road, like maybe 3 to 5 years down the road. And again, I was thinking that would come in a trip sometime later in the year, but maybe the timeline is different, shall we say.
Okay, let me say that more than one of your guides, a number of them said, just told me, what you just said, they are glad that you said it and spoke those words. Because when we speak words, we crystallize them into the universe, that you're aware of the path and all that, what you just said. They're glad you just said that, and they want you to know that.
Oh.
Yeah, you just got it. You just got it. Yep. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And more's coming.
Wow.
More's coming. Yep.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you for that. Yeah. And if there's anything that my guides or high self want me to know, anything else they want me to know, all ears.
They are tight. They're small smiling. What they wanted you to know, all the things that we just talked about in the way it came about, is exactly what they wanted, and they're happy. They're not.
Okay.
Yep. You know everything you need to know right at this moment. So the rest of it's coming in the way it's coming in. Yeah. You're connecting with it. Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you so much.
Well, you're welcome. Thank you. Oh, wow. I mean, if you make that trip, I wish you the very best, because it's always wonderful to see people, and to go to weddings, and especially when the weddings are with people who are really, ready for each other and love each other. That's a wonderful thing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, let me let you go, and we'll move on to Pat. Are you ready now? You're it. You're at the end, which is what you like to be. So, what do you have to share?
Give me 1 minute. Give me 1 minute. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, man. She's asking for more time. What is this? Okay, go ahead.
This evening, I have been kind of in a trance state. The longer we went along with everybody, I could feel myself touching into their energies, and their energies touching into me. It's been very all of a sudden I realized what was happening, and I thought, oh, what is this about? Am I contributing in a way that I'm not even aware of?
The word that came through, just so you know, from the divine and your higher guides and your high self, they're all kind of saying the same word, is energy. I'm going to add the word. They didn't call it. This is my word, not theirs. It's implied with them. Energetic intertwining. And you're aware that you're doing it. You're doing it more than you used to do it, and you're doing it more actively. I don't know if this goes together. Actively, intuitively, actively. It's both hyphened word, where you're doing it at the intuitive level, but with the intention of it being active. And you're interacting. And all of us, by the way, do that. When we're together in this group, or any group, when we're ever together, just so you know, when any group gets together, let's say you have a meeting of any sort, the energy, especially spiritual groups, the energy of the auras will meld within 20 minutes. Usually 20. It can be a little longer, can be a little shorter, but thereabouts. And our energies start intertwining. That's part of that. I'm getting kind of techie here, left-brainy, normative group development, forming, storming, norming, performing. These are the stages of group development and group interaction. Anyway, we all do it even when we don't know we're doing it. You're doing it at the intuitive level, and it's part of your growth. All of us are doing it. Franny, Ivy, Nicole, Paula, Jessica, Eryn, Marci, me, all of us are each channels for everybody in the group, and everybody in the group individually is a channel for the others. That's part of the intertwining. I'm seeing this all, but what's happened is you've shifted to part of a growth step that's probably happened that you may not have aware that it's happened in this way. You're aware of it, and it has to do with your awareness of the interactions of energies of others and yourself, and your interaction with them. I can't even have a word for it, but I'm just going to call it. They called it intertwining. Yeah.
And do they have anything they want me to be aware of, to know?
Yes, grow into it. This is everything we do is a foundation for the next thing we do in some way or another. And sometimes we have to have several different footings made so that we can do this next thing. You've had several of them happen in different ways, and it's part of this awareness. And this awareness will not only help you in your interactions and awareness with others, with the energies of their lives and insights about them, but it also is a growth for you to have insights and awarenesses about yourself. And that's a bigger part of it. I won't say bigger. It's bigger, but not more important. It's a bigger part of it with what you're doing right now. And boy, that's all I'm going to say. So your high self doesn't want me to tell you anymore. That's all she wants me to tell you. Yeah, sorry about that.
That's all right.
Yeah,
I'm used to it.
I know, but I don't. I didn't do it. For those who
You
knew
didn't
Kay,
do it?
you knew Kay. Kay could do this so skillfully. She could sit there if she was reading tea leaves or whatever she was doing, bringing stuff in. And you'd ask her a question, and they would tell her, you're not supposed to tell him or her or whoever it was. I said, no, that's it. She could do it with a straight face. I can't do it. I don't have a poker face. So, as you all know, there's more. I just can't tell you. And so I just have learned. We all have to be who we are. So that's being me. There's more coming, and the reason why, and you already know this, it's because you're growing into it. And telling you will it will stifle that growth. It'll crystallize it prematurely, and it needs to expand further and finer granularities of awareness, not only within yourself, but the interactions with others. And that will, over time, kind of look like it's going away, like it's evaporated, but it's not. It's integrating into who you are, as all skills that we learn do, and it'll open you up to the next thing that's waiting for you. Things.
Wonderful.
Plural. Things.
Things. Okay.
Plural. Things are stuff, like Kay used to say. Stuff and things. That's right. Spiritual stuff and things.
Thank you, Jeff.
Yeah, you're welcome. Is there anything else?
No, not for me that I can think of.
I do have something. We said it before. You asked a question in the forum about the Buddha thing. And I got it again from, that big, tall, I call him native guy that John has, as well as his high self and some aspect of the universe that I don't quite know. I don't interact with it. John does, but I don't. Asked the question. It was rhetorical. It was kind of like, be aware, here's the question, but you already know the answer. What does Buddha mean? And Buddha, roughly translated, means one who woke up. And it's a waking up into different expanded areas for him and for the other areas that served us before. And this is a kind of a recurring theme that is in my life, and I think in all our lives, that we hold on to things that were served us before, and we keep trying to use them, but they don't work, and just to let them fall away and dissolve. So one who woke up to that which is there already. And that's what that whole thing was about. And it happened in such a way that you can't miss it. Sometimes things that, the universe, they tap us on the shoulder, and then they kind of slap us harder, and then they throw water in our face, and then finally they say, fine, we're just using the 2x4. In this case, they used the Buddha. So that's what that's about. And I think he is already growing in that awareness. But that was the question they asked. They wanted me to convey, to ask him, is what does Buddha mean? And the answer is, it's rhetorical. It means one who woke up, and he is to be aware of that. I think, I don't know if it's ponder it, explore it. I don't know what it is because they're not telling me, but that was the question that he said, yet again, to be aware of.
So it actually was a gift.
Yeah, it is.
He said, thank you, Jeff.
You're welcome. And it is a gift. And interestingly, Buddha is definitely, as we said before, he is definitely involved and quiet about what he's doing. And I'm going to share that with you. A lot of the very advanced spiritual people, I learned this with Peter Navarro, who's a spiritual master, and I considered Kay very much a spiritual master, although she tried to pretend. You remember Leave It to Beaver? June Cleaver, the proverbial housewife. She wanted to pretend she was June Cleaver while plugged into Grand Coulee Dam, spiritually speaking. Okay, and so I don't know how that didn't always work out well for her, but she said, Peter once said to me, he says, yeah, I'm going to do like Kay does when she's trying to help people. I'm going to be sneaky. And I'm going to be sneaky like Kay. And I'm not saying Buddha's being sneaky. He is being very careful in what he reveals and what he's doing. And he is definitely doing stuff for anyone who interacts with him, but definitely for John right now. And he's going to be with him for a while. And he's going to work with his tall Indian guide, so what I call native guide, and that aspect of the universe that I see that he being John interacts with. So that's all I have.
Wow, that's wonderful.
Yeah.
And by the way, Kay wants everybody on this call to know that she is working with them.
That is, well, I think that's true. Yeah. And you may be, for those who are aware of her, if you ever get to whiff, oh, that's Kay. She tends to stay in the periphery of your awareness. She likes to stay, I call it the shadows, but in the shadows of your awareness, to where you're tacitly aware of her, and you know something's going on, but you don't know what that something is. That's how she operates, just so you know. So if you wonder, it's like, well, who is that? What is that? And I wonder if that's Kay, and usually if it is her, she'll let you know, and you'll suddenly say, yeah, that's who it is. That's how she operates. And she's perfectly comfortable with your knowing that she operates that way, but she won't tell you what she's doing until long after the fact. So that's it. So thank you very much, Pat, for sharing
Thank you, Jeff.
Yeah. Wow. Well, I guess, boy, this has been an exciting evening. I'm so glad that we've had the chance to be together. And I'm so glad the electricity's on, because we can't do it without electricity. And I'm going to echo, I am already tired of power outages. And we've only had a couple of them, but we had another one today. I guess the time, when the microwave doesn't have time on it, you lost power. So that's it. So hopefully they can keep it up. So with that, let's go around. I'm going to do it reverse order. Anything lasting to ask, share, anything at all? Marci, I'm going to start with you. Anything at all?
Well, when Pat was talking and you were explaining how she was going to learn things about herself,
yes,
I had a sharp feeling in my heart right from that point on. So that's what I would share.
It may feel that what is it? That God. It's an Indian folklore, but it's just throwing the spirit, the lightning bolts into us of spiritual. And sometimes it can feel like it's piercing, but it's a gift for you. It's opening you up to something similar in your path. That's what that is.
Yeah, I know it's a good thing. And I felt it before, but it was just like exact timing, so it was interesting.
Yeah, and it certainly, it's a boy. Yeah, I can confirm that. So, wait till see what happens here. I'll be curious to know.
Thank you, Marci, for sharing that.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you.
And just
And thank
tell,
you, everybody.
yeah, tell Alana that I felt so much love and light for her when she was on.
Yes.
Oh, good. I will. I'll pass it on to her. Thank you.
She's a bright being. I want to share. Yeah, I agree with you, Pat. There's so much light, and she is a bright, shining being. More than she knows. So
Oh.
anyway, from Paula, everyone, your battery's going. Okay, Paula, I guess we'll let you go. Thank you for all your sharing, and bye-bye. And Eryn said the same thing. She said goodbye to everyone, I don't know if you saw it. So we're going to try to kind of wrap this up then a little quicker so everyone can, in case the batteries are going. Jessica, do you have anything else? Any last thing before we close?
No, I'm just grateful for the group of people and you doing this for us, and it's always wonderful. And that's all I know.
All right, well, thank you. And we'll see you next month, and we'll have that advertised soon. It'll be on the webpage, like as always. Thank you.
Thank you.
Keep it up, by the way. Keep doing what you're doing.
Okay, will do.
All right, good. That's from your guides, and you already know that. So, all right, Ivy, does you have anything? Any last things to share? Anything to ask? Anything at all?
Yeah, it came to me that I had this experience a couple weeks ago, and I think it has something to do with letting go of those things that I let go of, but I wanted to get your input. So I woke up about 3:30 in the morning, and my bedroom doorway was lit up, and I thought I had a fire going on.
Mm-hmm.
All this smoke was rolling in up towards the ceiling. I saw these like sparks, and then the sparks quit, but I kept seeing the smoke, and I kept whiffing and realized it wasn't fire, so I didn't call the fire department. But it just kept coming from the west all the way through the bedroom, and after a while it just kind of dissipated. So what do you get from that?
Well, it was done in such a way that you're aware of it, and that was deliberate. And it's a planting, of energies, and we all know this. When we get downloads, some people call it downloads. I think of it as software. Sometimes this energetic stuff comes in, it has a program, and when we're ready for it, the Spirit gives us the divine or higher guidance, however you think of it, from wherever it comes, and sometimes angelically delivered, and I think that one was by angelic group. It planted with an outer manifestation of what was planted in you for what is happening now. You were ready for it.
Okay.
And that's all they want me to say, because you're doing it. And again, sometimes talking about it prematurely crystallizes what the growth pattern we're in, and it takes a while then to have that dissolve again and restart it. So that's why I'm not saying anymore. But yes, I can confirm that.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Well, thank you. And now, Nicole, any last thoughts, questions, anything at all?
No, not unless my guides have something else to impart.
No, boy, no. Your high self is just smiling, and glad you're progressing, just doing what you're doing, and just keep. That seems like going to be another thing. Just keep doing it. I think we're all at a point in our paths where our frequency's risen, our connection with our higher life path that we're ready for at any particular time is manifesting. This is the time for it to happen for those who are on this committed spiritual path, the light, those who are the anchors of light, the spirit, the spiritual light workers of the world, and that is what you're on. So that's what she wants you to know. Just keep doing it.
I know I must be on the right path because when I go on social media, there's certain I keep getting messages about upspiraling
Yes.
my life.
Yeah.
And it always seems to come at just that right moment.
Yeah, and it is, and it's kind of like, I'm going to call it a chapter. I won't call it a page. You finally finished up this other part of a chapter that had to be done, and now you're moving into another one that, as you do and finish it and do all the things that you have that need to be done, both easy and challenging, it opens you up to so much more and more. Not only the next chapter, but the higher chapter. Because sometimes the next chapter can be at the same level, but if we're ready for it, they'll shift us to the next one, and that's the path you're on, to keep moving upward as you're ready, and you're ready.
Awesome.
All right. Well, thank you. Franny,
I miss
anything else?
everybody. That's the one thing I want to say is I miss my spiritual family and getting to be there with them.
Well, you're here now, so
and send Deb my love.
Will do. I'll let her know. Thank you. I'm so glad we're all here as we are. And now, Franny, any last thoughts, questions, anything?
Just wonderful to be here. Nicole, lovely to see you, and congratulations on the novel.
Yes.
I wonder, Jeff, when you said something about the spiritual insights, like maybe we could all agree on a time if we wanted to get together in the future. What flashed for me was the summer solstice and winter solstice, like around those dates. So I don't know, but something about the change of seasons, that might be a time for us to gather for something like this.
Yeah, I know. It's funny you say that, because that's what they were. I didn't say it, but that I got June, July sometime, and it could be not necessarily the solstice, but afterwards, because there's some incoming energies that are going to be showing up in July into the Earth. That's really important for their soul group, and it could be a good time for us. It'll be definitely for the light workers of the world, and everyone will get it in their own way at the time that's right for them. But it could be. So just keep that in mind, and if we all kind of agreed, just maybe, 2 or 3 of you say, hey, let's do it, and we can, or if it comes to me, hey, we should do it, we'll put out an email, and we can just make it happen. All right.
Thanks to you, and thanks to everybody here. It's just wonderful.
Thank you. Oh, and I'm excited for you. I'm just going to say that. So, well, anyway, I'm just going to say it that. That's it. So I'm going to move on now before I say more that I'm not supposed to say. So, Pat, any last questions or thoughts? Anything at all?
I just want to thank you, Jeff, for everything you do and for sharing your guidance with everybody so freely and lovingly and caringly. And I'm so glad everybody's on these calls, and I love you all.
Well, thank you. And I just want you to know, and I really like to differentiate it, and I really got this. I learned this from Kay early on when a long time ago when I was very young, is that I try to, everyone is on their own path, and my goal is to help people connect with their own guidance, or if it's appropriate, to convey that information from their higher guidance so that you know what it is. So I thank you that my guidance is really, of course, it's going to be my words and you're going to get my interpretation, but I try to really be the vehicle or the vessel of what they have for each person. And when it is something that I'm sharing, I'll always say, this is me saying this, not this is my words. They didn't say this. That's why I differentiate on that. But you're welcome, and thank you all for being here, because when we come together, this makes it possible for so many things to happen, not just with our little group, but it goes out, and they show me every time, out in waves to the world and out into the universe, and to help in ways that we don't even know. So thank you all. Blessings to all of you. Blessings, light, and love, and I'll try to get this posted as soon as I can tonight. Namaste.
Namaste.
Bye, everyone.